Hey guys, there's Stephanie's with me tonight. Guess what we're doing? We are hiking this evening. And today is Sunday, the day after the, we got our dog with us and she wants to stop and smell everything. Today is the day after the gathering. We were in Frankfort, Kentucky last night. And I think it would be safe to say, Steph, it was fantastic, wasn't it? It was a lot of fun. Pretty emotional too, really, getting to see everybody again. And had a lot of thoughts on that, and thought I'd talk to you while we're hiking. A lot of people ask about training before I hiked the Sheltowee Trace end to end this year. And to be honest, I hadn't done a whole lot of training before up till I started the Sheltowee. And what was it, Steph? After I came back from section 1, I realized real quick we were going to have to do some equipment changes, and number 2, most importantly, we were going to have to get in the gym. And so we both joined Planet Fitness, and $10 a piece. I mean, you can't beat it. And so we started working out, and honestly, we probably went there for quite a while leading up to my big sections of the hike. What, 3 or 4 days a week, Steph?
Yeah, 3 days a week.
3 days a week.
You went every day.
I went every day. Yeah, that's right, I did. So anyway, then what we do is we go work out in the mornings together as a couple, and then we get our dog, and then we hike this trail here in our city. It's really we're right in the middle of town. That's probably why you can hear a lot of vehicles. And we walk, and this path, this trail here it's exactly 1 mile all the way around. And it's only like a mile from our house. So we get out here and we walk in the evening, and we're walking the day after the gathering tonight. And it's supposed to rain, what, the next 2 days really hard. So anyway, what we're excited to talk about, we are going to hike a hike on January the 1st, rain or shine, and it's sanctioned by the STA, the Sheltowee Trace Association, and our hostess is going to be another end-to-ender hiker that I hiked with on AWOL team this year, Miss Raven Ellis. And we're all going to meet at the trailhead on January the 1st. We haven't got a time yet, but you'll see a lot of stuff on this page talking about the time. And I'm hiking the Appalachian Trail starting March the 2nd. So my training is going to be a whole lot different than anybody else that's probably getting ready to hike the Sheltowee. But what my suggestion would be, we really like to see a bunch of the class of 2020 that's going to hike the Sheltowee this year come out and do just hike with us that day, New Year's Day. It's traditional. A lot of hikers get out on New Year's Day and do a hike. We're going to meet there at the trailhead. It's 2 miles down, about 2 miles back from Van Hook Falls. It is absolutely spectacular, gorgeous section of the trail. I guarantee it, there'll be a dozen or more from the class of 2019. I'm going to carry a full pack because I've made some adjustments to my pack for the Appalachian Trail from the Sheltowee, because I got to carry more gear, and I'll have winter gear with me. Obviously carrying a lot more food and weight. So I would strongly suggest that if you come out and hike with us, bring your pack. And they'll probably talk about that when they do the announcements. It'll be a great shakedown for you. See how your gear's working for you before you get that section 1 in January. And Stephanie, my wife's going to hike this hike with us. And so we've made a commitment that's 23 days from now. And I hate training by myself. So we're in the gym every morning. We hike every night. Dog would come out every night, wouldn't she? She would. Look at her. She's like a trailblazer, isn't she? So anyway, I want you to watch for Raven to post and the Sheltowee Trace Association to be posting this as an official hike coming up. And man, oh man, last night was a special night. Not just for me, but in a lot of people's life. Steve Barber, our executive director, just did a great, super job. The logistics, I can't even imagine, were a nightmare. Just so many recognition. People that's not done the trail just once, but there was people there that's done the trail 2, 3, 4, and 5 times. A lot of end-to-ender hikers, or through hikers, if you will. They had these flags up for everybody that had hiked, representing each state in America. And this whole building that we were in last night, side note, one of the members donated that building for us to have that gathering in, had a flag representing every state from every hiker. How many flags you think different states was up there, huh? I mean, quite a few. More than a couple of dozen, wasn't there? I don't know. Maybe 15, 16, I don't know. But anyway, one of the members, he's on the board, had donated his facility there. It was just beautiful. The hospitality was great. The food was off the chart. The music was good. Had a great bluegrass band that played. And I don't think we left till what, 9 o'clock? Yeah, it was every bit of 9 o'clock, because I didn't go to sleep this morning till after 2 when we got in, because we drove back. So I got to meet with Jason Wish from Ohio that just recently broke what we call the FKT, the fastest known time record on the Sheltowee. And I can quote his time exactly because it's mind-boggling. 9 days, 6 hours, and 57 minutes. I mean, this guy's a monster. He had a couple of 40-mile days on the Sheltowee. Hiked during the night, hiked before daylight every day, ran a lot of the trail, tore his feet all to hell. And he got to talk last night and explain a little bit why he had never had foot problems, but he really struggled with his feet on this trail. And it was just really interesting hearing him talk about that. We want to congratulate Jason. I sort of connected with Jason last night. Well, I didn't sort of, I just did. And it's just one of them things where he and I just connected, and I'm looking forward to the future of me and him connecting and being able to do some stuff together, some great adventure. It was great seeing all my AWOL team, the people I hiked with all year. I think, you know, Steph, how I was telling you that this room, there was at least 200 people there, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah.
And I found it interesting that even though these people are all like-minded people and they all have this love for the trail that we all hiked, I didn't even know maybe less than a third of the people there. I mean, what happens, January, we had these 3 teams, then the AWOL team was created on our own. We were sort of the rebel bunch, I guess. Mainly it wasn't that we were rebels, we just all had work schedules, and some of us were business owners, others were retired professionals, and our schedules just all worked out where we were able to take off on a Friday instead of doing those 40-mile weekends. Hey man, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
So instead of doing those 40-mile weekends, we were splitting it up in 3 days, doing like 12-mile days and sleeping on the trail. So it was just amazing to me that how many of those people that completed the trail this year I never saw on the trail, never met them. But so I got this certificate like everybody did, and I got a patch and an end-to-ender and a decal that says 333 miles on it. And I always tell people, when you get these certificates, you know, with the certificate and patch and $1, you can't buy a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So, but man, oh man, they mean a lot to us. So why is she just wanting to go so fast, isn't she? Well, maybe it's because that jogger came by. She wants to keep up with him. Oh, another thing, that Billy and his wife Angie, that own Double Dog shuttle service. He's a end-to-end hiker. Smoked what, Stephanie? He had brisket, and he had ham and turkey and pork. And I'm serious, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a big fan of friends, also of Billy and Angie, but it was off the chart good, wasn't it? It was really that good. Hey, look at this scenery right here in the middle of Winchester, Kentucky. We feel blessed to have this trail here like this. I mean, it's open. We're not in the wood. Well, the woods are over here on this side, but it's all, what do we call these thickets, Steph, that grow up everywhere like this, and it engulfs everything? Honeysuckle. Honeysuckle's everywhere here. But, oh, Don Olson was there. The head of the Daniel Boone National Forest, the supervisor in charge, came. I mean, my God, I mean, the headquarters is here in Winchester, Kentucky. Don, I met him. He come from Washington State, you know, the Mount Rainier area out there. And back many years ago, he was worked for the Forestry Service in one of these districts that run through Kentucky in the Big South Fork. But what a great guy. He come and spoke and shook everybody's hand and handed out, helped Steve, our executive director, hand out all the certificates. And it was a great honor to have him here and just to meet everybody. Well, so anyway, is there anything I'm forgetting, Steph, about last night? I mean, I'm trying to keep it sort of short, but I mean, I've talked about it all day. It was great, wasn't it?
Yep.
It really was.
The food, the company, everything was great.
Well, and I think too, Steph, it meant a lot to you. All these people I talked about all year long, you were able to put a face with a name, and that meant a lot to you too.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, guys, they say all the time that you meet people on the Sheltowee that'll become lifelong friends. They always said, I think in the orientation, that you'll meet two people that will become a lifelong friend. Well, in our case, it was more than that. I mean, I met a new best friend, Brandon Black, his wife Jennifer. She's going to have a baby on Christmas Eve. Just a bunch of people that we know. I mean, we know their kids' names, we know their dogs' names, we know where they live. I mean, we got contacts all over the state now, don't we, hon? Greatest bunch of people. I mean, we've done a lot of hobbies in our life. We did the boating thing on Cave Run Lake years ago. We've done the four-wheeling thing like a lot of families have, but I just don't know that I've ever met a bunch of people that I got as close to as we did the hiker community, the backpacking community. And so it was just epic. And so just this little bit of time I've talked to you on this video, we're really not walking that fast, but it's 1 mile around and we're coming back on the back quarter mile here. Well, Jelly's running you to death, isn't she? And so, but anyway, let me say this and I'll cut this thing off. We're going to knock out another mile here. 2020, class of 2020. What did we do for training? I mean, we really did. I mean, guys, I'm just telling you, I'm 56 years old and for my age, I guess I am somewhat, I wouldn't say physically fit, but I'm not a couch potato anymore. But the thing about it is, yeah, we go to the gym every day. We're out here hiking tonight because we're planning to hike to Van Hook Falls on January the 1st. I'm starting the Appalachian Trail on March 2nd. And so it's like Steve said last night, and it's so true. The trail might have ended for all of us that aren't going to hike that trail, but I'm going on the AT this year. So the journey really just began. Find yourself a new trail, get out and keep moving, like Steve says. Hey, I want to show you something here real quick before I turn this off. This tree, let's see, turn around right here. This tree has been said that it's over 200 years old. And there's this, the video doesn't do it justice of how huge and beautiful. That's an original tree from before this town here was even established as a city. And it's just a massive, massive tree. I wish they'd cut this bushes down away from it there so you could just see the magnificent of its beauty when we walk this trail together. So anything else you want to say, huh? Well, you didn't say nothing. I talked the whole time. You're walking this dog.
Hi, bye.
Yeah. So anyway, class of 2020, get out here with us. Hike with a bunch of veteran backpackers on New Year's Day. Ask them questions. Talk to them. Connect. Network. They say there's 3 reasons you won't make it on the Sheltowee. And I can tell you, in my opinion, that came true. If you listen very carefully at the orientation, and those 3 things became true. 50% of the people, maybe it's a little bit more than that, 52, 53% will make it all the way. So if you think about it, if 100 sign up, right about half's gonna make it. And the 3 things that'll keep you out of the running is 1, you get injured, and that can happen out there. I saw it happen. Number 2, you're overconfident. You're underestimating this trail, and don't do that. That's a big mistake. And number 3 is you don't have your life in order. You got too much junk going on in your life back at home, and there's just things that bring you back off the trail and you can't make it. That's not a bad thing. A lot of things are beyond your control. You have a sick family member, there's an accident, there's a death in the family, and that's what they mean. And then there's the socialistic part of it, is you just got things going on in your life, struggles in your marriage, and things you're working through that you just can't give the trail the attention it needs. So anyway, if you're gonna hike 2020, I always tell people, I can't tell you what you need to do. I can only share with you what I did to become a successful end-to-ender. I met 60 of the most wonderful people I've ever met in my life, and I've got a lot of life experiences. I'm a retired police detective, served in the U.S. Army in the 1st Cav Division as an Abrams tank commander, and I've been happily married now for 27 years, and we've got 3 wonderful kids. And but you know, if you ever hike with me, whether you want to hear it or not, you just either got to hike away from me or stay behind me, because I'll share with you my life. And it ain't always been that great, has it, huh? But with God as our guidance, and you know, sorry, God is our guidance and our director, and our faith in Him, we can do all things through Him that strengthens us. So anyway, hope this video finds you well. Hope you learned something. I hope you come out and hike with us January the 1st. So from our house to your house, we hope to see you on the trail. Bye.